Hello, everyone. So let me just, okay. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Breakfast with Max. I'm very happy to be here with you tonight. Let me see. Hello, everyone. So let me just, okay. I thought I had done that. It seems I didn't. Now I have. All right. Okay. Saturday Night Light. Oh, sorry. Saturday Night Live. Great. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm very happy to be here with you. It's a little bit late here. It's about 1 a.m. Yeah, 1:45, to be more precise. And right. So, yeah, no. Why do you ask to comment that? Oh, shit. Okay, right. Here we are. Instagram and YouTube live tonight. Welcome. I'm very happy to be here with you as always in this now, in a eternal now. I have changed the setting tonight. Right, okay, it's okay. I'll be handling it, right? Hi, Roxy. Hi, GP. Welcome. So to everyone that is joining, whether on Instagram or YouTube or in history, wherever, whatever, every being joining. Thank you for coming in and spending this moment with me, with everyone, having this amazing coming together and talking about, well, everything and nothing, and having an amazing moment with me and with you about creation, about ascension, about the creator, about life, with many beings that are joining, that are here in this moment. So as I was saying, I changed the setting. That's where we did the last round table with my library just behind me, and yeah, you can see some book and some stuff just behind me. I wanted just to have a change, and it's really right, getting out of what is usual. Yeah, and you on Facebook you can see some stuff out there. Anyway, not in Facebook, in Instagram. Right. Anyway, I wanted to come in tonight as oh, I forgot one thing. Yeah, come here. Ascension. So, right, ascension. The card. Well, you see it written in. Obviously, it's that's the card that stayed out of everything else, right? With the yeah, can you see? Yeah, right. I'm going to have it a little bit closer here. Ascension. This is it. So we're going to talk about ascension again. Clarity, freedom, solution. Yeah, let's use this card as the main theme of topic of tonight, ascension. We have already talked, and right, to know more about ascension, or to hear more about ascension, you can go on ahead with the round table on Sundays. We have talked a lot about ascension and many things, the magic of it, what gives you the sign that you have that you are in a state of ascension. It can be the feelings you feel, headache, some physical manifestation, or some in your body, or something that you are experiencing in your surrounding, etc. There are many things and many amazing things, and sometimes it can be something that is more challenging or in appearing to be more challenging, but the thing is that you are never alone, and it's never something that is done against you. It's always something that is done for you, with you, and that you are creating for yourself. Because the thing that is important about this kind of things is that one has always to remind oneself that it's always you creating something for yourself. Ascension is not something that is happening outside of you. It's something that is happening inside of you. You are making it happening for yourself. It's not a external factor. It's you. You are, as we say, third dimension. You create the third dimension. You are the third dimension. It's not something that is existing outside of you. It's you. It's literally you. It's always you. Everything that you have, that you are experiencing, is always you. So ascension is nothing else than you creating an experience for yourself. Because at the end of the day, vibration, let me take just this out. It's vibration, and it's you expressing yourself with the changing your vibration, going into something different for yourself, and it's always for a experience. So ascension, is something that is not happening against you, or that you are just getting lost into. It's an experience. And I love that in this card, in this message, in this they use this the bird, right? It must be, I don't know how to say in English. Anyway, with what could be interpreted as vibration, this bird that is white and creating movement. And vibration is, you can and ascension, you can say it's a movement in your vibration. It's a change. A movement is bringing change anyway, and so it's the birds, it's going up. It's like giving an idea of evolution, of change anyway. And I love the color purple, purple is a very strong color in what is our panel of colors, and brings a lot of stuff. So yeah, it's an interesting card. So what can we say about ascension that hasn't been said? We can't, because a lot of it has already been said. But I think that the main thing that I like to remind everyone about these kind of things, because we are a community where we think that we have to highlight the extraordinary. We are a community, I think, that we have to demonstrate that we are better, higher, stronger, with more potential, etc., than anyone else. Because we have access to some knowledge, because we have access to maybe the self, because here, because there. I think that it is really important to remind that we are human beings and we are remaining human beings. Ascension is not about becoming something else than a human being. With ascension, you stay human. You may change the expression of human, but you are not changing the fact that you are a human being, that you are incarnated as a human being. This is your incarnation. You are a human being and you will not change that. The fact that a awakener, that someone that is active in what we call the spiritual world, whatever, yeah, that's great, right? We are doing the job, we are doing the work that is helpful for everyone, especially for the self. Our work is first and almost at most for ourselves. There is then also what is our higher, bigger self, right? Our old self, and the fact that we are connected with everyone that is on earth, that is incarnated. So obviously, when we do a work for ourselves, we are doing that work for everyone. But it's always important to remind, you are, so first of all, you are a human being, you will remain a human being. End of story. Second, your evolution, your ascension, it's still inside of the human range of incarnation. It's you're not going to wake up. When you focus to human, you're not going suddenly to focus to a human that is not human, but that has transformed into something else. Now you come into human, you focus into human, and you will remain human. Different kind of human. There are different ways of expressing human, we know that, but human is human. And that's what we have chosen for ourselves, and that's why we are expressing human. Then there is a factor of being humble in our expression of our awakening, or of our being able to connect with the self, with the expression, with the pure expression of the self, of ourself. And that is not better than anything else. That is equal with everything else. We have this idea that we have to be better, that we have to be more clever, more intelligent, more this, more that, more blah, 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 blah. We're nothing of that. We are equal to everyone else. We are doing a job, we're doing something that is more related to the self, to the creator, to the true expression of ourselves. Yes, we are doing that. But incarnating as a human is a expression of experience, and all the experiences that we are having are part of that incarnation of the why do human exist? Well, for experience. We are the one that are experiential in all that there is. We are experiencing our incarnation in a way that is not possible to experience in any other expression of reality of creation. Why? Because we have these things that we have forgotten our true self. We're giving ourselves the belief that we have forgotten ourselves. So that's why we're able to have experiences. And those experiences are all the experiences that we do. So the idea that one that is awakening, so discovering the true self, is better than one that is not doing that, but of one that is just right, doing their 9 to 5 job and believing that that is amazing, with right, putting everything into their job, believing that they are the job define them, and doing all this thing. That is important. That is equal to any other experience, including the ascensional experience. There is no thing of saying that to diminish any other experience. Everything is equal. We are having experiences, and it's important to remind that. Because if you do not remind that to yourself, if you do not accept the quality of every experience, every human experience, then you end up with things like this BS of awakened people that are right, going into guru or master, being teachers and preachers and this kind of thing, where they express a superiority to anyone else. The way they express, I know better than you because I am ascending, because I am awakened, and you are not. So you are stupid, you are an idiot, you are here to ask me for advice, so I am superior to you. No, absolutely not. Right? That is important to remind, because if you do not have this relationship to be humble and to be welcoming of every human expression, then you end up in that case. And so you end up like many people that have this complex of superiority. But right, many times the complex of superiority in reality is what? Inferiority. Those that pretend to be superior or believe to be superior, they are not. They are not. And they end up creating messing up for everyone, especially for those that for those that are trying to follow them, to go and try to learn something from them. And in fact, there is nothing to learn. There is nothing to, because, right? It's not real. It's not real. It is not real. Superiority is not real. And yet there is nothing we can do to change that into anything else. So we have to be humble in our evolution, reminding, because the fact of reminding everyone that ascension is personal, first of all, you ascend yourself, and it can be something that you experience with other people. That is not the point here, right? I'm not saying that there is no mass ascension or this kind of things. Yeah, of course there are those things, and we are doing that with others. Yes, of course we are doing that with others, but we are doing it first of all ourselves, for ourselves. And that is really important, because if we think that we have to teach other people to ascend, what the fuck is that? I don't have to teach to anyone to ascend. I share my light, I facilitate their interpretation, their understanding, their awakening, their healing, their whatever, but then they do the job for themselves. I'm not ascending someone else, I'm ascending myself. And when you lose this humility, when you lose this thing, well, you become a preacher. You become that kind of being that is simply not nice, that is simply not interesting, that is simply out there saying, I am superior to you. Bow to me and give me everything you have because I am better. Because if you do that, you will go to heaven. If you do that, you will see, you will have a better life. It doesn't happen. It doesn't go that way. Why? Because it's not real. It's an illusion. Or even not an illusion, it's a delusion, disillusion. It's it's the loss of the self. It's the loss of the understanding of the self, and you just go into something that is not. And these are still experiences. So these are not things that are done against, right? It's still experience. Everything that we're saying here, it's a experience. And it's a choice that we all make for ourselves. So getting under the influence of a preacher is an experience. So here it's not about saying it's good or bad. It's about saying, you choose, you make your experience. From my perspective, this is not the best choice you can make for yourself. But if you do it, it's still fine for me because I don't care. It's your choice. So I'm going, obviously, to take my perspective on these kind of things. So I don't like preachers, I don't like religions, I don't like people that don't make me start with religion. But one thing that we can say, ascension, this has nothing to do with religion. You will not find ascension in religion. You can use religion as an idea of putting yourself on some essential thing, starting from religion, but a religion in itself is not ascension, right? I'm talking about the institution. Why? Because it's not about the soul. It's not, and there isn't a soul. Obviously, we don't have souls, but they talk about souls. So, but even that, it's not about souls. It's about power and control and being rich and in the end taking the focus from everyone else and for themselves. So yeah, no thank you. Religion is a no. Why? Because it's not bringing you anywhere. And religion, and there is a very important thing about religion that is validating this point, and that is that religion is an expression that is external to the self, right? We say there is nothing outside of you. Religion is something that is put outside of you, outside. The God that religion is talking about is a God that is outside of you. And as there is nothing existing outside of you, well, that means that religion is not expressing something correctly. It's a mirage of an external expression of godness, when the only expression of God is inside of you. So That's why, for me, that is the main reason why religion is not something that can be related to as a essential tool of understanding of the self, of understanding of creation. And then, right, there are other things, other religions and other stuff that can express stuff in different way. Here, the main things is what comes from Christianity, from and the biggest religion that are out there right now, right? And then, that being said, everyone again chooses. It's a choice, and everyone makes its choice. Believing in a religion, it's not a crime, and there is absolutely nothing wrong into doing it. It's an experience, it's an expression. You choose that, you do that, because the thing that is where I say that's sad is that when people tend to say, when I believe in a certain religion, well, I have to stay into the walls of that religion. So, so any other expression of it is just denied and not accepted. Whereas I say, you have the choice to open up your views to other expressions of religion. And if you're a Christian and you take Jesus, why don't you open up to Buddha as well? They are the same expression of the same being, bringing something that is similar to the table. And by accepting the teachings of these beings, you are not, right, losing yourself or denying any of the two religions, or right. And I will even say that if you relate to the Buddha and if you relate to Jesus, right, the beings, you are not relating to the religion, because right, the religion comes after these beings. So these beings were not expressing a religion, they were expressing themselves and bringing themselves to the table with their views and point of views, so that in fact, right, they have nothing to do with the religion, except when people decide to assign them to the religion. But Jesus was a Jew, and he didn't change religion, right? And Buddha, and well, Buddha, you have also to say which Buddha are you talking about, the right, the reincarnations, and so there are many others, and then you go and you have so many gods that have come into history and everything. So it's a very big discussion to be had about religion, but and it's even a very interesting thing, because then with the externalization of the point of view, which denies the self, right, denies the your power, denies your being into being you, the one that is expressing everything, you come to the realization that if nothing exists outside of you, well, God is inside of you. And these are things that are starting to be said, and even, right, more people are talking about this. But then God being inside of you means that you are God. It cannot be in any other way. And there is the thing that is even in the Bible that says that God created men and women as an image of God. And what I always say is that, well, then, if God creates man at the image of God, well, man is God, because the image of God can only be God itself. How can you have the image of God without it being God? So we have a very fundamental problem there, because then after that, we deny humans being gods. He said, oh no, there is only one God. But then why God will create men and women at the image of God if they're not gods? But anyway, everyone makes their choices. Everyone believes whatever they want. And then everyone that wants to subscribe to a religion, they do, and they believe, and they have this relationship, and they thank God for everything that happens to them. Yeah, like, right, it's interesting, because when you look at sports, you have they box, and one of them wins, and then the one that wins say, thank you, God, for favoring me. And I'm always there, why would God favor you? Why the hell will God favor anyone to win in a sport? You think, so you are assessing with that you are superior, that God's love you more than the one that lost, that you defeated. It doesn't make sense, guys. It doesn't. Why will God do that? No, God will not do that, because God doesn't give a fuck about sport. But hey, if you want to believe that God made you win, you're free to do that, and thank God, right? But believe me, God didn't make win anyone. It's so lackful. This, right? Now, seriously, you believe whatever you want. Now, seriously, this view of externalizing God is the most lackful thing that we have come up with, because it's really the expression of the absence of any power or anything. It's really giving up, renouncing everything, saying, I am nothing. When you say God is outside of me, God is somewhere up there in the sky, you're saying, I am nothing. Then my question to you will be, well, then if you're nothing, why are you still living? If your point of view is that you are a little human being that is insignificant because God is up there and God is doing everything to make your life hell, I don't understand your point of view. I don't, because that's stupid. That's the biggest lackful thing that one can believe. Having God outside of you, and having everything making your life hell, and say, yeah, it's because they are trying me, they are doing this because, yeah, we are little humans and we have to go through these kind of things. No, you're just an idiot. Go out of here. I don't even want to talk with you. You're not worth it. And when I say you're not worth it, I'm not saying that you are not worth it. In reality, you are expressing unworth. I have no fucking time to spend with people that decide to express unworthiness, because you are believing. It's not even just expressing your unworthiness, it's that you are believing your unworthiness. You want to be unworth, when in reality you are not. None of us, no human is unworthy. Every being. Hi, Lucia. Welcome. every human being, and this is what I was saying already before, every human being is equal. This is the real equality. It's not the fact of saying that you have to have the same pay, that you have to have the same thing, the same that, everyone the same dress, and everything has to cost the same thing for everyone, because it's not correct. It's not right that there are people that are more rich than other people, that there is not bullshit. The real equality is that we are all equal in creation. That's equality. The rest is creation. The rest is belief system. The rest is that the unworthy person will have a shit life because they think that they are unworthy. So everything that happens to them is just shit. And then you have the worthiness, the one that believe in their worthiness, well, they will express worthiness and have amazing things happening to them, because this is how things happen. This is how things really go. It's you, it's your choice. It's not God punishing anyone. An external God just deciding, oh, you are not worthy. I will make your life hell because you are just a piece of shit. No, no. Because then it doesn't make sense. Why then there are people that are rich? If God is there to make hell on a life, a living hell for everyone, why there are those that have it easy? It doesn't make sense. You have people, you really have to stop just making excuses for yourself. You have just to stop being hypocrite, and you have to stop to limit yourself in the understanding of yourselves. Because these things, when you assess something, that means something. Literally, it means something. So when you externalize everything from you, you are saying that you are unworthy, that you are a piece of shit. That's what you're saying. And that's where I say, well, then you deserve the hell that your life is, because you are choosing it. You are choosing to live a shitty life. It's your choice. And you do not need, you do not have to. You can choose differently. You can have an amazing life. You can have amazing things happening to you. You do not need to go through hell, to have a little bit of good things happening to you. And but then when something good happens to me, I have to pay it. If I have a good day, I have to pay it with 10 years of absolutely depressing things, because, well, that's how things are. I cannot have an amazing family life because I have to suffer. Right? Suffering is the base of going to the paradise. Because God only take in paradise those that have suffered. Gosh, I could punch this kind of right? Okay, then have your shitty life, then suffer. It's all right. It's your experience anyway. But you do not need to choose that. You do not need to suffer. And now more than ever, it is clear, it is clearly stated, it is clearly given to us. You do not need to suffer. You do not need to go through these kind of things in order to ascend. Ascension is not suffering. It's not having a miserable life of giving everything away in order to say, oh, now I am worthy of ascending because I have given everything to everyone else. Really? There is no one else. Really, literally, there is only you. So you have, you give away everything you have to whom? Ascension is really something that is experiential and something that can be seen as the evolution of the self. In that, there is no suffering as a pre-existing condition for anyone. So, I was saying before, when someone says something, assess something, when someone says, right, as I said, if you say that God exists, is out of you, it's a entity up there, and by the way, no one. So if God exists, if that, why no one sees it? Is it that God? Why would that God be so mysterious? Why? And I'm saying that in sense, why? Because, right? But anyway, this idea of putting this God outside, but there are even other instances where literally it is interesting to see how we limit, right, the limitation we go through, but it's a process, right? Remember, even if I may be harsh in some stuff that I say, the thing is that it's always a choice and experience, and whatever experience any one of us decide to have is the experience that they have decided to have. So it's, right, again, it's not a crime, it's all right. From the experiential point of view, and from point of view, right, of, and then I can say, well, yeah, all right, absolutely, you have your right of choosing your way of being, your way of believing and everything, but then there are things that for me is a no, and where I say, no, goodbye. I don't want it. I'm not interested in it, because that is your expression. I respect that, but that is not a expression, a experience that I want. I'm past that. I'm past that thing of believing a external God. So, bye. But it's step by step coming to a realization. And I've realized early on that there is a step that sometimes takes time for many to undertake, which is that when we realize something, right, we realize, oh, all right, we create our reality. I am a creator, I create my reality. Good. Fantastic. That is step one, let's say. When you realize that, you are only at the beginning of the understanding of what that means. And I mean, right at the beginning, they say, okay, I create my real, and but you see, that has meanings, literally meanings. Creating one's reality means everything, right? If I create my reality, I create my reality. No one else does it, but I. So that has meanings. Where do we stop with the meaning of that, of this? I create my reality. Where do I stop with the meaning of that, with the reality of that, with the understanding? But I mean, the main thing is to be it, right? But anyway, as we come from a externalization, then we are now coming to bringing that back inside. And still, the understanding of that doesn't come at once fully, because there are stages. And and at the end, the understanding of that is to gradually come to realization that that the fact that we create our reality means that we create everything that is in our reality, everything, because even the beings that are with us, that are in our reality, they are their own beings, right? They exist by themselves. I'm not creating them as, right? They are their own creator. But what I create is my interpretation of them. Because when I experience any of you, I will always experience each and every one of you through my experience, through my interpretation. That's where I create, or we co-create. And that is true for each and every one of you. You will interpret me and you will experience me in your reality through your own interpretation, through your own creation. It's me, right? It's me, but your interpretation. And that's where I become your creation, or co-creation. I'm still me, but coming into your reality, it becomes your interpretation, your understanding. That is think about co-creation. It's always taking the point of view of the creator. And when you are creating your reality, it's your point of view. And then, right, there is much more in that. But it is simply to remind that one could say, yes, but then what about other people that are in your reality? Are they not real? Of course they're real. That's the thing about, right? Everything is real through your interpretation. So I will interpret my reality through my creation, and each and every one that comes in there will be filtered through my creation, my interpretation, because it's my reality. It's my world. This is the dividing word. And that is that you have literally to understand that your world is not connected with my world. You live somewhere else, literally, which is not somewhere else because there is no somewhere else, but the creation of your reality is not here where I am, it's there where you are. And it's like not a place. Why? Because there is no space, there is no places, and all of this is created or projected inside of us, right? So so that in reality your co-creation or our co-creation doesn't happen in the physical, it happens in the non-physical. And happening in the non-physical, then it needs to be interpreted in the physical so that the physical can be expressed or attracted. But we are not here doing this. We are in the non-physical attracting this and projecting it as a reality. So that when you go step by step, reality, the building of reality, the creation of reality takes a complete different aspect. We understand it in a completely different way, which then, right, it's in the experiential point of view, in the physicality of this, changing nothing, absolutely nothing. It's still right. We are still having an experience. However, the point here, it's not about it. It's the point here is that I create my reality. Yes, I create my reality means everything, even all the people that are in my interacting with me. And I can give you the explanation of the attraction and of the interpretation and discount things, which is correct, but then I can also give you the point of view of non-physical. Creation is, first of all, creating in the non-physical. The physical comes after, which is not after, because time, but in the idea, so that we can translate this in human words, right? First there is the non-physical, and then there is the physical. So our coming together is first non-physical, and it happens in something that we could say telepathy, right? We share these things, but there you understand also that that is why when I see each and every one of you, I will see you in the physical, in my interpretation. You literally have a body that I give you through my interpretation. Is it the way you see yourself? No, but you don't see yourself. I don't see myself. When you look to me, I have no idea what you see. Not that I care, but you're not seeing what I am interpreting as I'm watching here the video on YouTube. What I am seeing there, it's not what you are seeing. But first of all, I don't see myself. I cannot see myself. The only way I can interpret myself is through the reflection of an image. Is through a photograph, is through anything like that. But then if we watch the same photograph, we will not see the same thing. First of all, we are not doing it in the same reality, because when you are interpreting it, you are doing it in your reality, so it's your creation, and I have absolutely no idea what happens there. It's your reality, not mine. When I am doing it through here, I am interpreting it, so I am giving you, literally, I am giving you a body. I am giving more than a body, I am giving you a image. My interpretation, my creation. That's what means it's my reality. It's that I am creating the interpretation of everything, even you. It's you, not me, it's you. But I interpret you in a certain way. So I'm interpreting your figure, the way you appear to me, and I am interpreting the way you behave. What does that mean? It means that, let's say that you are Italian. Well, then I will interpret you as a Italian. So in my view of you, you will have the way of behaving of a Italian, which is maybe more loud than a Nordic, someone from Northern Europe. You will have a skin that is darker than someone that comes from Finland. Again, my interpretation of you, of my interpretation of Finland and my interpretation of Italy. But you don't come from Italy, or wherever. That's why it's my interpretation. I am interpreting you, your appearance, based on what I believe to be Italy, Finland, Australia, Canada, America, the United States, China. It's my interpretation of that. So that I'm projecting all of that through those filters. It's created here in the non-physical. Everything is in the non-physical here. And then, as I am creating my reality, I have filters. There are these filters, let's say here, right? So that what comes down here is filtered. And when it comes into the physical, it has passed this. And so those filters makes that interpretation is interpreted through those filters. And those filters can be through, right, as I said, the nationality or men, women. A woman is interpreted in a certain way, a man is interpreted in another way. The physicality of men and women is not something that is fixed. It's not something that is like that. It's simply our interpretation that a woman is in the physicality less physical, less strong than a man. The man is higher. The man has more muscles. These kind of things. These are only belief systems. These are only belief systems through which we interpret woman, man. Already there, we have filters, we have belief systems, so that the way I see a man, the way I see a woman, is simply a belief system. My interpretation in my reality. In your reality, you have all the belief systems, so you will interpret men and women in a different way than what I do. And that belief system changes through ages. The way in Atlantis they used to see men and women was completely different. Women were more stronger because they were in power, or the power structure was going through a matriarchal structure, so that women were interpreted, so they were seen in a different way than what they are seen today. There is no reason in creation why a woman will be physically less strong than a man. Absolutely no reason whatsoever, except the belief system that that is so. So when I am interpreting a woman next to a man, I will have her petite, right? I will have her in a different way than a man, but only because I have a belief system that that is structured that way. And then we can go and say, well, that's what our global consciousness has agreed happen, so that's why we have these kind of things. Yes, of course, there is that level too. There is that agreement that makes it probable that when you interpret a Italian from even in your reality, from the moment that we are connected, we are expressing the same global consciousness. So you may see Italians the same way I see them. You may see women the same way I see them. It may be, but I have no idea of that. I cannot have any confirmation about that because I am not your reality. You are your reality. And I will not spend my time trying to figure out your reality because I don't give a fuck. I am concentrated on my own reality. And that goes very far because let's say we talk about politics. In my reality, there is capitalism. In your reality, there isn't capitalism. When you talk with me about, in my reality, you will talk about capitalism with me through my filter, because I am the one interpreting our talking together. But when this discussion happens in your reality, we will use other words about something else that is not capitalism, because you don't have it in your reality. Same discussion, two point of view, completely different way of leading it, and completely different way of talking about it, because we are talking about different way. But when it's through me, I will interpret it through my filters, so it will be about capitalism. When it goes through your filters, it will be about something else. And we will not see the difference. There is absolutely, because it goes literally through our own filters. My creation, my interpretation, my projection, my filters, my belief systems. Your reality, your belief systems, your filters, your interpretation, your everything. So it will go through different stuff, and we will be in the same room, or what appears to be the same room, but it's not the same room. In my reality, it will be built in a certain way. In your reality, it will be built in a completely different way. We think that we're looking at the same thing. We are not looking at the same thing, or at least not at the same project, because my beliefs, my thing, my colors, my interpretation of colors, my interpretation of everything. And so I will see things in my way. You will see things in a completely different way. And we are in the same room, or what appears to be the same room, but we are not in the same room, because we are, from my point of view, in this room, which is the way I interpret it here. But when we are in your reality, we are not here. It's in your reality, which is yours. And the difference of that is like, if to give an idea, is that my room here is in Switzerland, so this is where it is. But but when it's in your reality, well, it's like if you were in New Zealand in respect of, to me, right? That is the idea of we are not in the same place. That's it. But we are. But we are not. The illusion is that, but the reality is that the reality is different. That's the dividing earth. If we want to say it that way, but it's simply that my reality is mine, and it's not connected with any of anyone else, because everyone else has their own interpretation of earth, their own interpretation of reality. We are not together. There is only one of us. There is only me here. Literally only me. In your reality, there is only you. This is what that means. Right? So the understanding of I am creating my reality, it can start somewhere when you say, oh, wow, I create my but then there are those steps that brings you to understand that there is much more than what you at first see in that. And I take that example, but there are so many other things. And what I often see is this limitation of the understanding of things that need to be taken many steps forward. But at the same time, everyone brings the self to that understanding exactly at the right moment when that understanding can happen. It's not a second sooner or a second later. It's always exactly in the moment where that understanding happens. And this understanding of creation, right? I am creating everything. So, and when I say I am, it's for each and every one of us, creating my real, everything that is in that, which is I am attracting, I'm taking what is in the non-physical and interpreting here it in what I'm projecting as inside of me as the physical. This understanding, which changes nothing to reality, because reality remains what reality is, however, gives us the understanding that whatever happens in each one of our reality, in our lives, what we call our life, it's still us. We are doing it. We are creating it. We are interpreting it, attracting it, blah, blah, blah. But it's me. It's me doing it. It's me creating it for myself. So at that point, when I am able to understand that and to admit that to myself and to bring that understanding as Father as I can. Then when I look to my fears, to my resisting reality, to my wanting to run away, to those things, there has to be the moment where I stop and realize, okay, I am creating this. It's me. So what am I afraid of? Oh, I'm afraid of failing. I'm afraid that I'm going to die. I'm afraid that someone is going to steal something from me, my thunder, stealing something from me. Oh, right. But you're creating your reality. So how can someone steal from you unless you are interpreting that something has been stolen from you, but it's just that the thing is not there, but it's your interpretation that someone stole it from you. But there is only you in your reality. So how can someone steal something from you? There is only you in your reality. So how can you fail? How can you fail? You can't. Because to have the notion of failure, it means that as you are creating it, what does failure actually mean? As you are creating your reality. And as there is only you, failure needs something that you want to achieve, to attain, to realize, to be able to. But as there is only you, how can you fail? How can you make it wrong? And as there is only you in your reality, creating your reality, how can you die? Unless admitting that death is created by the living for the living, as an interpretation of someone that is not there anymore. Because there is literally only you in your reality. And someone that is not there is a change of focus so that they're not there anymore. But they need to die because the belief system is that someone that is not there anymore is dead. Okay, then they die. And so I will create even the visual of their death. But I am creating it. I am creating my reality, everything that is my reality. So if someone dies in my reality, I am creating it. This is what creating everything means. Everything means everything, even the death of someone. You create it. Oh my God, I'm bad, I'm creating death. No, you're even, no. It's the interpretation. Why? You need to tell yourself a story. You need, right? That's what we are doing. We are storytelling. This is what creation literally is, a storytelling. I am creating my story. And I am telling to myself my story. Because mainly that's what I'm doing. telling myself a story in my memory of my past. And in this moment, through my memory, well, I'm telling my story about the past and the future, actually everything, because as time doesn't exist, I have access to everything that concerns me. Then, obviously, as I am believing in time being a factor in this reality where I'm stopping, literally stopping, I am stopping the interpretation of the future. Or at least it depends of whom I'm talking, because there are those that are able to see the future, so that they are not literally stopping it. But as an interpretation in time, I will stop, prevent what is perceived to be the future to be available to me in my memory. But I can access, but potentially I have access to everything about me. Except again, in creation, in reality, in this reality, we use time. So everything that is in time, I have to wait time in order to access what has to happen after, which is the future. But here I am really taking away these belief systems, this limitation, and taking the step further, which doesn't change reality, because the reality remains exactly the same. We create time and we use time. So what is the future is less accessible because we have to wait time in order to have access to it. Yes. So, why all of this? It's, for me, at this stage, the realization of the meaning of things. Bring your understanding as far as you can, because that will help you not in creating at will. We're not there. We're not there. So it's not the point of saying, oh, with that, oh, I'm creator, I can create $1 billion. No, that's not, yeah, you can, potentially you can, but you're not, because you're not worth it. Let's be honest. You're not worth it. You will not create it. You have to have the worth of it in order to be able to create $1 billion. Let's be honest. That's the thing. But at the same time, the creator will ask you, why do you need $1 billion? Do you need them for what? Creation is also the thing of going of doing what is needed in the moment. If you don't need $1 billion in one, why will the creator create $1 billion for you? It's right. Let's be real here. But anyway, you also need to have the worth of it. If you don't have a Ferrari in your garage, maybe, I know, maybe it's because you're not worth it. And not worth it, it's always meaning that you do not see, you are not creating for yourself the belief of your worth of it. You are obviously worth it as creation, as equality in creation. You are not giving, though, in creation to yourself that worth. So that's why you don't have a Ferrari in your garage. It's simply that you do not believe in that worth for yourself. But potentially, yes, you can have it right now. But that's where I'm saying we are not able to create at will yet. as a belief system, because as creator, we are able to do that. And right, we are able to do that. But there are things that we are limiting for ourselves for a experiential for a point of view of creation in experience. But the thing is that we will always create in the moment what we need. So why will anyone create what is useless? And right, that's one thing. And then the worthiness is still an important factor, because we have to be worthy, and that is our belief generally that we are not. So there is this need to transcend this unworthiness and bring self to the worthiness in order to be able to say, well, I am worth $1 billion. Or, well, without being in the need to go so far, but I am worth 10, 20,000 a month, a week, a day, right? Why I was reading today that Messi has in 2020 was able to have a salary of 130 million. Why is he able to have that? Well, because he's worthy. He is worth that. He gives himself that worth. Why people like the Kardashian, why people like them are able to have so much cash coming in every year? Because they are worthy that. Because they believe in that worth, and they have no concept of not having that worth. But again, it's a belief system, but it's how they work. And each and every one of us can be there, can have that idea of our worth. Except that we do not have it. So our bank account cannot be compared to those other people. But is that important? Well, for some people it's important, for other people it's not important. But the main thing about worthiness is that it's built in. We have in us that worth. All of us. The way we interpret it, that's what makes the difference between someone that has a Ferrari in their garage and someone that doesn't have it. It's the interpretation of worthiness. It's the expression of it. So the ascension is to bring oneself from that unworthiness to the worthiness of the moment, to the worthiness of the being, to the worthiness of the fractal, of the ego, of the creator, and bring all of that together and say, well, there is no difference between in those worthiness. It's always your worthiness, because there is one of you here. So you are worth all along. So we have to bring you to the new interpretation of the self, so that that new interpretation of the self through worth is able to create a reality where you interpret your wealth in a different way, in a way of worth. And when you reach that, there are no reason why you will not be able to have whatever you want in your garage, at your bank, wherever. Why? Because you create it, and whatever is in there, it's your choice. And that choice goes through your worth. Literally. Which brings us back to what? I am creating everything in my reality. Everything means everything. The rest is, and the way it appears, it's the interpretation. It's the way I choose to have it. And so to come to an end, everything that is said, everything that is expressed, anything, even those things that are expressed more strongly, they are my interpretation, my way to express them. The way you receive them, it's the way you choose to interpret what I'm saying. So it belongs to you. You create it, right? But all of this comes from what? From love, because there is only love. And so one can only express love. The way it's interpreted, again, it's the way it goes through the filters of everyone's creations. But for me, the important things to assess, to remind everyone at the end of anything that is said, is that no matter what you choose, no matter the way you interpret it, no matter what you retain, whatever, remember, you are not doing it wrong. You are not wrong. You are not failing. You are not responding to whatever destiny you think you have. You have no destiny. You have a potential. You are expressing a potential, and then through your choices, you will go there or you will choose something else. But the choice is yours, and whatever you choose, it's always correct. It's always all right. It's always what you decide to be meant, which is not real, right? It's not being meant, but it's that in that moment, that is your interpretation of yourself. And it is absolutely 100% correct and absolutely 100% exactly at the moment that it has to be. So you are not wrong. You are not an abomination. You are not whatever you may imagine of bad stuff. No, you are exactly perfect, amazing, the way you are. Absolutely, totally, and completely. And you may take me at my words or not, doesn't matter, it's your interpretation. You may not now, you may another moment, whatever, it's right. Again, it's up to you. But still, I'm saying it, and I will always say it, that you are amazing exactly the way you are, no matter what. And that is a truth that will remain always true, no matter what. So the time has come for me to take my leave from all of you and to present to you all my good wishes for your moment to come, so that you may have an amazing, wonderful remaining of the day, and that you can have all the abilities of enjoying a amazing and fantastic day, night, that you can rock your reality and have fun, a lot of fun. In whatever moment you may see this, it's always now. And I want to thank everyone and each one of you in any moment that you joined and watched this. It's always now. So I say I love you and goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. And I have to go. And oh, wait, as I'm here, just allow me to say, right, big hug and big kisses to everyone.